Good evening, everybody. Hi. So I guess I kind of want to explain is this is an unusual event. So first of all, my name is Stephanie Nixdorf, and I'm the theater director here. First of all, secondly, thank you for coming out tonight. So this performance, we are only doing tracks here at Boca High tonight, because typically we wouldn't do it here at all. This is a competition piece, and tomorrow all of the kids that you're going to see on stage and behind the scenes, we are taking this to Wellington High School, and there are 8 or 10 plays competing throughout the day for 2 spots to get to go to the state festival in March. So it's a competition, and the competition has a lot of rules, and the rules are all pertaining to how much time we can spend moving the set back and forth on stage. Basically, these tech kits have about a minute to get everything into place. They have a minute to get it off the stage. It has to only fit in a 9-foot by 6-foot box that we have built backstage. We've been practicing all week. It's heavy because I tend to overdo everything. Instead of just using a couple of stools, we kind of built something more resembling a set. So we really appreciate the support. I think it's great for the kids to perform it in front of a live audience that's here to support them before the nerves kick in a little bit tomorrow. And I see a lot of my students out here getting extra credit, so I'm very happy about that. Good job. In the program, there are 3 other performances, and we did some preliminary flyers for you very quickly, so you have those dates. So save your program when you leave, because our next production on this stage will be Friday, December 2nd, I believe, and that's the next phase of our competition season. So we will have a full evening at that time of performances. There are solos, monologues, large group numbers. It's very much a student-directed evening, and you'll love it. It's a great night. I really hope to see you back. And after that, we come back from the holidays, and we are putting up a full musical called The Theory of Relativity around January 11th, 12th, 13th. Again, it's all in the program. And those tickets you can already start purchasing on our website. So if you go to our website, Boca Drama, you go to the bottom, just add yourself to our email list, and you'll start getting little friendly reminders from me about upcoming events. All the tickets are available there. I'm trying to enter the 21st century a little bit here, so I've been working on this all week. And then we're concluding our season with Hello Dolly, which is something I've always wanted to direct, and we're going to pull out all the stops for that. So we certainly hope you'll come back in April for our spring show. Let me think, what else do we need to tell you? I think that's it. The only other thing is, if you would like, at the end of the night, we're going to bring the cast and crew out on stage for a brief talk back. And this is a tradition in a lot of professional theater companies where members of the audience stay and do a Q&A with the actors and the crew. And sometimes there's something you might want to know. And there are some unusual characters in here, and how did you do this? How did you feel about this? So please stay. I will pause for a minute so that those of you that are leaving and have other things to do tonight can get out the door. And otherwise, thank you so much for supporting Boca Drama. We appreciate it.
Congratulations, and have faith, dear. I will pray for your success.
Yeah, those things will kill you.
I just wanted to tell my kids I love them. And then I'm sorry I missed tucking them in again.
Children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Oh, how many children do you have, dearie?
2.
I'm sure he'll tell them for you.
Did anyone happen to see a payphone anywhere in the station? Payphone down here? Yeah. What about upstairs?
Oh, dearie, don't worry about it. It sounds like your husband is an expert in this sort of thing.
He is. He is. I just wanted the kids to hear me say goodnight on the machine before bed.
That would be a long distance call.
Maybe I'll get home in time to see them. Ben had a little game tonight. My husband sometimes takes them out for ice cream afterwards. Maybe Stephanie won't fall asleep in the car. Does anyone know when the next train comes?
It should be any minute. I just missed it when I got here afterwards. My watch will stop.
Mine too.
It's all right. I'll go upstairs and look. Oh,
I think I lost it.
Oh, don't talk, son. Catch your breath.
I don't see anyone coming.
Good. When's the next train?
It should be soon.
Were you running from someone?
I was at an ATM when some guy put a knife on me. He told me to give him all my money, but I took off. I cut through Central Park and came down here.
Central Park?
Central Park? As in New York City? That's not possible.
Why not?
Because we're in Chicago.
Chicago? No, that's not possible. This is New York.
But it's Seattle. How?
California. I teach English and European literature at UC Berkeley. And where do you think we are?
Well, the other sisters and I were vacationing in Rome. Oh, I've wanted to go there all my life. And I was in my room reading about the cathedrals we were going to see tomorrow. Well, I believe I dozed off.
This doesn't make sense. I was walking the bus stop talking to myself. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to where I was going, but I'm positive I never entered a subway station.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
If you have something to contribute to this conversation, please do so.
Are you sure you want my contribution?
You were here when I arrived. You must know where we are.
Where we are? We're at a subway station that happens to connect to several different places, including a hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, don't you think that's odd?
This is ridiculous. It must be a dream or something.
I'm not dreaming. I cut through Central Park. I know that for a fact.
Oh, that's right. You escaped the money? Have you checked your wallet?
Your wallet, what does that got?
Check your wallet, Sonny.
Oh, my money. God, but how?
Maybe you didn't get away. Consider that.
Just that.
Poor man has been robbed. Show him some compassion.
That still doesn't answer where we are or how we all could have gotten here.
The only way he could have taken my money is if he stabbed me. So did he stab me? What stabbed me? Then what am I, dead?
We're all dead.
That can't be true. I think I remember if I just died.
After you die, you go to a subway station. That's ridiculous.
So they do say the Lord works in mysterious ways.
This is crazy. Whatever this place is, I take it back home to my family away from you people. I'm going to find a phone, even if I have to go back up to the street and call my husband. You won't find anything.
People who've been clinically dead or resuscitated have claimed to see a bright light in a dark tunnel. When's the next train?
That's clever thinking. Hadn't thought of that.
So you're going to accept without any proof that we're all dead and the afterlife is a subway station? I won't. I'm not convinced beyond reasonable doubt that we're all dead.
Spoken just like your kind. Look at the evidence.
What evidence?
Stopwatches. Phones with no reception. How could we have all gotten to the same subway station from so many different places, and why didn't I put some clothes on for Pete's sake?
All circumstantial. I'm still not convinced.
It doesn't matter if you're convinced or not. You're still dead. We all are.
Why do you believe it?
She's been brainwashed. I know what this is. Some kind of government experiment or alien abduction.
Let's not jump to conspiracy theories here. They may be telling the truth.
She was here before I was.
So you knew this when y'all got here.
Yeah.
Yet you withheld that information from us. How dare you?
She is about to blame for our passing.
And what was she supposed to say?
Hi. And by the way, you're recently deceased.
You wouldn't have believed her.
I don't believe her. Maybe this is all a bad dream. I knew I shouldn't have stayed in the office so late. I I'm getting out of here and calling a cab.
There's no way out.
What?
No stairs at the street level. Just stairways down to the other platforms.
It's not possible. How did we get in there?
If we're all dead, doesn't matter. Our spirits or whatever we are. We brought to this place. I assume we materialized upstairs or something to that effect.
But the kids, how will they?
There, dearie, your father will get us through this.
That's not the point. If we're dead, then I'm never going to see him again. As it is, I haven't seen him much since my husband was laid off and I went back to work. I've missed the past 4 years of their lives, and now I'm going to miss the rest.
I'm sure they know you love them.
But I haven't been there for them. What kind of parent have I been?
We've passed denial and now we're into guilt. Wake me when the next train comes.
You tried to provide for them the best you could. You've done nothing wrong. Your family needed money to get by, and you took care of that accident. What you did was honorable.
You don't get it, do you? It's not kids.
I have a son. He's an engineering major in college. He's a good man. My wife. We're very proud.
2 daughters, both in high school. Sister, I want to make a confession.
What is it, son?
I don't regularly go to church, but I've done something terrible.
What are you doing?
If I'm dead, I want to get my sin off my chest.
No, I'm not Catholic or anything, but isn't that something you're supposed to do before you die?
Given the circumstances, better late than never.
No! Don't do it.
But now,
You don't want to go there. It's only going to make this place worse.
Excuse me one moment, son. Dearie, won't you tell me what's troubling you?
That's her problem. Something must be troubling her.
Probably withholding more information from us. She obviously knows more about this place.
Why must everyone be a hostile witness to you?
How old do you think she is?
Early 20s, I'd say.
Her poor parents. No one should see their children die before them.
I can't just leave my car there stuck in the mud like that.
If I'm home late, my father will kill me. Look at you.
No, it's not fair.
How's a tow truck gonna get down there in weather like this? I should be waiting with my car.
Would you take me home? You can go back there. But I'm sorry that my parents were such a curfew yours do. This is not fair.
They shouldn't be here this young.
But they are here.
should we tell them where here is?
They may be better off not knowing.
Are you serious? They have the right to know just as much as we do.
She won't say much about us. I think I got her called back.
I see we have new arrivals.
We're debating whether or not to share our predicament with them.
They will learn it when the time is right.
Everybody's watching us? Or am I just being paranoid?
No, I think they are watching us. Excuse me. Does anyone know when the next train comes? Is there something we can help you with, dearie?
No, nothing. Just trying to get home.
Yes, sister. My boyfriend and I got into a car trouble. And there's some story really, but I need to get home soon. Do you know when the train to... What's the closest station to my house?
I don't know. I don't think there is one.
There has to be one.
Have you ever been on the subway before? I mean, is there even a station in a town or anywhere in Indiana?
You have what? Sister, could you tell us which way this train goes? Which way? Which way?
That's an enigmatic inquiry.
We were gonna get on the next train without knowing where it's going?
What do you mean you don't know where it's going?
It's a little complicated.
A little complicated. That train's our only way out of here. We don't even know which way it goes.
Our only way out?
As I see it, theology tells us that the train can be headed in 2 directions.
Oh yeah? And what are they, smart guy?
Accepting our condition for what we think it is, the train either goes up or down.
Up or down? What does that mean?
Nothing. More what he's saying.
What are you people talking about?
Up or down?
What a crappy way to end the night. First the car slides down the hill. Now we're stuck in here with you whacking. All I want to do is get my girlfriend.
I don't think you're getting me home tonight.
Sweetie, don't say that.
Say what?
I know the brake was on. The brake was
The brake would have helped fine landing on the car, sliding down the hill, and crashing.
Your anniversary?
Yeah. 8 months. But it's true, right?
Yes.
That's why the two of us are so, isn't it?
I suppose so. You're very bright for your age. Seem to be handling this news a lot better than some of the adults around here.
Thanks, I guess.
Baby, we're, you know, and it's everybody else too.
Probably. So, what happens next?
Excuse me?
The train. Which way is it going?
We haven't determined that yet. How ironic. When I assigned Dante's Divine Comedy to my students last semester, I never realized I'd soon experience it.
There's no clues anywhere here. Not on any of the walls. How are we supposed to know?
That's it! That's what she's not telling us. You know which way the train goes. No, you're withholding information again. You know which way the train goes. That's why you haven't gotten on board yet.
You mean she knows it's going to hell, so she won't get on?
Here it's me.
We're going to down there.
No, I don't know where the train goes.
Sister, I want to make my confession now.
Go ahead, son.
I work for an insurance company in the accounting department. I know the industry is known for ripping people off. That being said, I came across an error of $25,000 in the company's favor. I told my supervisor that I didn't want to hear it, so he brushed me off. If the company doesn't want to acknowledge its existence, well, I thought I could. You see, my oldest daughter starts college in the area with tuition being what it is.
You embezzled it.
I wired it to my account, and it worked. A few days went by, and nobody seemed to notice.
Thou shalt not steal. Even I know that's commanded, not just the law.
Well, I wired it back this morning. I felt awful about what I did. I felt dirty like a criminal.
Hate to break it to you, but what you did qualifies you as one.
I gave it back. I checked my account while I was up to work. It wasn't there anymore. It was back. I gave it back.
It's still a crime.
You did correct your sins, so perhaps in God's eyes, you will be forgiven.
Is that enough to change the direction of the train? I'll admit I wasn't always there for my kids, but I love them. Why should I be doomed for hell?
Ask her. She has the answer.
I told you I don't. I don't know where the train goes.
Yet you refuse to get on.
Please have some mercy on her.
I missed the last train. It's gonna get on, no matter which way it was going.
Don't you want to know which way?
Sonny, I've lived my life. Spent the end of it in a hospital bed with cancer. I'm ready to move on. Could be heaven. Could be hell. Who knows? I tell you, I've seen hell. I fought in Korea. A buddy of mine stepped on a landmine near me. Gave me the slim. My fighting days were over. Yeah. I killed people. Maybe some of them innocent. Were guilty. Or nothing more than just following their country's orders. Like I was. I spent the rest of my life trying to make good for that. And a good husband, father, grandfather. Lived a clean life. Ran my own business. Done volunteer work. So maybe I'll get into heaven. But nothing can change what I've done. So, I'm prepared for the worst. That way, if the train does go to heaven, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
You don't want to know?
I've lived my life. It's behind me. There's nothing I can do to change it. You young folk don't have that life experience yet. Betcha. That's why she won't get on.
She's scared. That's it. Don't you see? That train, it goes somewhere. No one knows which way. What if it goes to hell? But what if it doesn't? What if it does?
I may not know much about this stuff, but we have a nun here. Isn't that, like, enough to say it's going to heaven for sure?
Sonny, when I was your age, I did some things I'm not proud of. In Catholic school, I was a real hooligan.
I don't know what that is, but aren't you, like, in with God or something?
Who knows? I smoked cigarettes, cheated on tests, threw rocks through a window one time. I even once shoplifted
She says it's going to heaven, so it must be. We have a nun here.
We've also got a lawyer here.
Go to hell!
My wife recently filed for divorce.
Plain stereotyping. I'm not a divorce attorney, I'm a prosecutor.
Well, that explains why you've been treating us all like criminals.
So, what happened, Professor?
Well, you see,
You had an affair, didn't you?
with the student.
That doesn't make it right.
I understand that, but my marriage hasn't exactly been working for a while, and ever since my son left for college, my wife and I grew more and more distant. And then there was this girl.
And your wife found out.
For all we know, she could have killed him and sent him here.
I know what I did was wrong, but it's not a crime. Don't I deserve some happiness?
You complete the unholy trinity. Stealing, killing, and now adultery.
Oh, we are so screwed.
A moment ago, you were convinced we were going to heaven. Not so convinced now. What are you hiding?
We shall let the Lord and not each other judge our actions.
I'll admit, I made a major transgression. Other than that, I'm a good person.
We get it. You're dedicated to your son, your job, your students. A little too dedicated to one of them, perhaps.
Those who live in glass houses shall not throw stones.
Stop it.
Why don't you share some of your history with us?
Please stop, because it's no one else's business. Stop.
Oh, pleading the fifth, I see. Are you afraid it's your presence here that sends the rest of us to hell?
Shut up, both of you! Now you get it! I don't know which way the train goes because of this! Is this person good? Is that person bad? There's no way any of you can figure out which way it's going if you keep fighting with each other. I've been here, and I've seen enough other groups go through exactly what you're doing, and still no one figures out which way it's going. How can we get on to that point?
She's right. The last folks went south yapping like you folks. I wanted nothing to do with them. So I took a little nap. None of them had the decency to wake me up when the train finally did come. Good, bad, who cares? Just get on the train and move on, I say.
Have you noticed that we've all done something we're not proud of, but otherwise we seem to be relatively decent people?
The dichotomy, so to speak. The what?
Dichotomy. Possessing two sides that are contradictory. It was an SAT word.
That's it. Subway stations have two sides, two platforms. We can't see the other side because of that wall, but there's got to be something over there.
Since when are you the expert on the afterlife?
Hear me out. Whichever way the train goes on this side, the train on the other side must go the other way.
So you're saying, if this one goes to hell, the one on the other side goes to heaven?
Or vice versa. There was another flight of stairs up there. It probably goes to the other side.
Are you suggesting that we send someone to the other platform and try to see where they're headed?
Exactly. If you know where they're going, you know where we're going.
So, who do we send?
Not you. We don't want them thinking they're bound for heaven.
You don't want them thinking they're bound for hell, so I guess we stay here, sister. No offense.
None taken. I have faith we're on the correct side.
An expedition! Sounds fun! Wake me up when you get back.
I'll go.
No, you won't.
Okay.
You're not going alone, and I'm staying put.
I can take care of myself.
It's not like anything's gonna happen to me, remember? We're dead.
Look, I'll go.
You're not going anywhere with my girl.
I know. I'll go, right?
I won't get on the train without you. So, come back. Promise?
Sorry about that. My boyfriend's a little overprotective.
It's all right.
Just go get information. Try not to give too much about this, then come back.
Won't like what you find.
You're not being helpful.
My boyfriend means well. He really does. Let's hold on so tight because I need him for college in a few months. Listen, I'm pretty well though, and we'll get us to the party time. Then I feel awful because I think I'm the one who's going to go on. I want to be on my own. I need my own life. get the feeling you're playing wrong.
Excuse me, I didn't see you there.
Quite all right, dearie.
Does anyone know when the next train comes?
Soon, dear. Soon.
Thanks.
Is something bothering you?
No, why do you ask?
You seem a little stressed.
Give me that.
Oh, are you hiding something?
Not again. Don't you remember innocent until proven guilty?
Interesting. Looks like she's taking notes on us.
What?
When would she be doing that?
I'm just trying to figure out who you people are. To see if you're different than us over there.
Over there? You mean you're from the other platform?
You're from the other side? Is my girlfriend okay?
I haven't met her. I saw the two of them go up as I came down.
You say you came here to see if we're different than you. Why?
Same reason you set it up. Trying to find out which way our train goes.
You don't know.
We're hoping you knew.
Nice puzzle. Good sensei, who are you, God? I wish I could get here soon so I can finally rest in peace.
Seriously, don't know which way your train goes?
We're just a bunch of them folks who might be good or bad. Same boat as you, huh?
Yes.
They don't know. How are we supposed to?
Howdy, sister. They'd love to know you're over here. We got a fireman from Omaha over there. Died in a fire after rescuing 2 kids and the family dog.
Ooh, that's good. Sorry, didn't mean that way.
But he cheated on his income tax. We also have a lawyer. Says he gives to charity, but he seems real sleazy.
Ours isn't sleazy. Opinionated, maybe, but not sleazy.
That almost sounds like a compliment.
He bragged about people he served from jail time, but they didn't sound like high-class citizens, if you catch my drift.
A defense attorney?
Yeah.
Oh, let me talk then. I'll tell you which side's going to hell.
That's it. You lost a big case against a defense attorney.
I was trying a drug dealer. He was selling to kids. I knew he was clearly guilty. I'm sure the judge knew it. I'll even bet the jury knew it in their minds. But his lawyer blew holes in all my evidence. Said some of it was circumstantial, some inadmissible. Even made my best witnesses look unreliable on the stand. Got the jury to question the legality of my arrest warrant. Enough reasonable doubt to acquit.
Could you appeal or arrest him on a separate charge or something like that? They do it all the time on TV.
That's what I've been working on. Late nights in the office, ordering takeout for dinner. Next thing I know, I'm here.
Do you think you chose?
I tried that case to the best of my ability!
No! On your dinner.
Maybe. Not that's the point. My point is, if he's free to roam the streets, he's gonna keep doing what he does. What if some unfortunate kids die in overdose because I couldn't get a guilty verdict? That'll be on my head. You did the best you
That's what we're supposed to do. That's why we're here.
So now you're a philosopher.
I'd rather take my chances, Nick. You don't know my life. I'm not getting on that train. You don't know the pain I've been through and caused. I can't imagine I have any chances of getting into heaven, so I must be going to heaven. I don't want to go there, but I can't figure out which side to keep me from there. You all discuss and argue and confess, and I've even seen them say they've got it figured out, but as much as I want to believe them, I never buy it. Unless they're wrong.
Figured it out. We're no closer to it when I got here.
Please come back.
Why do you think you're bound for hell?
I ran away when I was 16 because my parents wouldn't let me date this older guy. Said it was bad news. Turned out to be right. But I didn't listen, so I dropped out of school and ran off with it. Don't move. We both got jobs at some burger joint to pay rent, and here, there, I was pretty. Turns out I wasn't, but when I told him, he hit me and left, taking all of it. He even told my boss I had been taking money from the register when it was him who was doing it. I was fired. I had no job, no money, and nowhere to live. Couldn't you go back home? I wanted to, but I was young and stupid. I didn't think my parents would see me again. I said some really nasty things to them, so I didn't think I could go back. Lived on the streets for a couple of years, doing all sorts of bad things for food, money, cigarettes. I was gonna pick them up after this one. Give it all up and straighten out my messed up life. Then I was here. I don't know how I died. Exposure or accident, who knows? And worse is that my parents don't even know I did. And they definitely don't know I'm sorry for what I did to them.
When was this?
Maybe 3 years ago, I guess.
Been here that long?
Hard to tell in this place. Feels like longer. It's always the same thing, over and over again, and I'm tired of reliving my life story to every group that comes through here. There's a way to break that cycle, dearie. Come on the train with us. I told you I won't. I don't deserve to go to heaven, and I don't want to go to hell. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
What if she's right? What if this is the train to hell?
We still don't know that for sure.
And we should know.
I think she's right. I don't deserve to go to heaven either.
Why do you think that?
What happened wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was.
That's not what you said before. Was it indirectly your fault?
I guess. The emergency brake on my car doesn't always stick. It's an old car. I've had to get by the immediate fix. Heck, I could have even brought it to the auto shop at school. Some of my friends might have known to fix it. But I just didn't get around to it. I kept putting it off and putting it off until I practically forgot about it. What were the chances we'd be parked on that hill during a creek down before? I can't help thinking that if my brake had been fixed, then the car would have slid down the hill and then it would have hit the tree or whatever, and I wouldn't have gotten this hill.
You don't know that for sure.
But I know my brake didn't work right. I didn't get it fixed when I could have. Maybe it would have stopped the rain and the mud, but we might have saved our lives. So it is all my fault. You see? I got my girlfriend too.
What? What did he do?
I am so sorry.
Only I told you sooner.
What are you talking about?
I don't think you can go to this place.
Wait!
Let her go. Let her move on.
But I promised her I'd take care of her. I couldn't even get that right.
Maybe we should all move on to wherever this train takes us. I think that's what we're supposed to do.
So, what did you learn about the other side?
Different people, but same issues we have. But I guess you already figured that out.
Yep. I'm running back. Check to see if your girlfriend.
Heading back. Do you think that side's the right one?
Can't tell the difference. I don't think I deserve eternal damnation, but I'd rather stay before I first wound up.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So to speak.
Promise her. I promised her.
We all make promises. A variety of phrases. Mine to my wife was, till death do we part. I broke that news before I got here.
You didn't kill your wife.
Physically, no, but perhaps an emotion. We all make choices in life. Some of these choices might take us too far off track. In the end, what are we left with? An opportunity to reflect upon our lives? Have you ever realized how effective humans can be at punishing themselves?
I think that's the train.
So that's it. Just like that, we have to decide right now. There's no way exactly knowing where this train is going.
Now do you get it? You all can do one. I'm staying here.
Wake up, sir.
Thanks.
Are you two getting on?
Not without my girlfriend.
I'll stay a while with him. It looks like he and I might need some more time.
Suit yourself. Glad I'm not missing this one.
What about you, dearie?
I told you I can't. What if this is your chance to be free of reliving all of your doubt and your guilt? But what if it goes to? Then I will be with you, no matter where the train takes us. Even if it goes to. Even if it goes to. You do that for me? If you can't have faith in God or in this place, then have faith in me. I will be with you on the train. No one's ever done anything like that for me. I don't know what to say. Just say you have faith. It's unfortunate they don't join us. It takes some a little longer to find their faith, I presume. Right, dearie? I just hope they don't stay long and put themselves in the same hell I've been through for years. Say that again? I hope they, after that, you said put themselves in hell. You don't think?
Do you think that maybe this place is where I'll be?
So then do both trains go to? Perhaps. My prayer counterparts across the way have found some faith of their own. I've been telling you. That's all we need.
I like the way they're all huddled on two benches. This is what happens when you spend 15 hours a day with 10 people. So first of all, we don't do a bow tomorrow, so can you please give this cast a round of applause? Move their benches a little closer, so if you want to, anyone who needs to go, please feel free. Thank you for coming, but you can leave if you want. And the crew is going to, be careful on this. The crew is going to come out and come down here on the floor with me. Crew, come on out. You can take the stairs down there. There you go. Watch out for the light here, please. Eva, you're very close. I think I've said I should turn that into my own personal drinking game every time I talk about the floor mics this week. All right. So, okay, this is our group. Now, so I'm just going to introduce you to the actors very quickly, and one by one. And this is Mia Salerno. Antonio Saladino. Sister Mary Margaret of Regret Lacey Whitten. Gracie Caffrey. Maggie Eason. because you're the crew and it's sad. No, no, I'm kidding. Now, this entire group of kids will not be coming with us tomorrow. There are limitations on how many kids can bring, how many kids can crew, so it'll be more responsibility for more of them. And what you didn't see happen was they have to take the set out of the wings and get it into place, and then get it back, and it all has to take place within 40 minutes. So that's something we've been timing over and over and over again. And I'll be honest with you, the start of this show, we had a mishap, and I actually was going to stop it and make them do it all over again and call the cues myself. And then when I cooled down, I realized it was better to just let it play out. But theater is about rehearsing, and we didn't rehearse the start. So we did things a little differently because we had an audience. And I learned once again that the only way this works is that if everything is rehearsed and everybody knows what the expectation is all the time. That's why when people do things on stage differently from show to show, it throws the other actors. It throws the tech people. Even the slightest inflection can change the way somebody responds to you. So that's why the hours are long and why we do things over and over and over again. So I learned tonight, just like hopefully everybody here learned, that things happen, we kind of have to roll with it and keep going. So now I'm going to ask anyone in the audience who wants to ask anyone on stage a question.
I first want to start off by saying that I'm extremely proud and I love everybody on stage right now, and it was a beautiful performance that I totally enjoyed watching. I did have a question for Miss Adeline Cycle, who was one of the understudies and pretty much the swing for every female role on stage. Round of applause. My question to you is, what was your biggest challenge that you faced while learning every part for an understudy?
It was like overwhelming knowing that I had to, like, just in case like anything happened, even the night of the show, like I still had to step in. So it kind of made me nervous just knowing that I like have to actually be there and like be in any different character, because you saw like how good they all did being like in their own character. So like I had to like be able to do different characteristics of different people. Yeah.
I don't normally believe in understudies, I rarely do it, but to be honest with you, since the advent of COVID, it's very common for kids to just be gone for a week, even now. And because of that, it's nice, both Adeline and Jeffrey, down here is also our crew. Jeff had to sub in more than one time during rehearsal when kids were sick. Antonio was out pretty sick for a few days, and Jeff did his part during that rehearsal. That gave him some valuable experience, and it meant that we could go on with staging, you know what I'm saying? So it's something I'm doing more and more now, just because it also gives more kids opportunities. So, yeah.
Sydney, freshman. So at the Lake Worth Playhouse, by any chance, were you in the play The Wizard of Oz as Dorothy?
I was the Wicked Witch of the West.
Were you in it?
No, I saw she was in it.
How wonderful. Are you sure you weren't the mayor of Munchkin City? Yeah. Look at that, you guys were celebrities before I knew it. Okay? Oh, Miss Lexi.
Hello, Ginger Witch. First of all, I want to say, good job. I loved it. A little bit confusing, but loved it. Gives me room for imagination. And then, I want to know, how many times did you guys rehearse this?
I mean, not that many. Not really that many.
We started blocking like 2 weeks ago, actually. Right, so we started blocking 2 weeks ago, and then this whole week, we've practically been able to run through the whole show. And we're also rehearsing another show, which is a musical one act, in 2 months.
He also got sick while we were rehearsing, so we had to work with Jeff Lee the whole time.
So you did rehearse twice as much as he did.
And this show, I think, came together. We built the set in a day. We built it one day, and they rehearsed. I mean, we had a few read-throughs, we had other things going on, but more like a professional theater company. Really, it was about a 2-week turnaround, and that's pretty typical, except with pros, they would do a full-length show in that time. Right? Well, is it true? Okay, I'm going down here. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing well. So, I guess the question is, first of all, it's a great show. As either like cast or tech, have you guys decided where your train is going?
You're really young for that. Okay, Freddie. Well, with this director, I think it's hell. You will live to regret that, sister.
As a nun, I do have to say, anyway, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, it should be going to heaven because at the end they're all like, oh wait, is the train station hell? And they have to each go through the things that they regret most in their life before they can move forward, and that's why the train doesn't come to an end. Thank you.
I'm gonna jump in. We had table reads for about 2 weeks where off and on we read, and that's something you would do when you first get a script is just sit and read it and analyze it, right? So we talked a lot about that, and I felt that the determination was not, and nobody knows. It's all part of that eternal question and mystery. None of us know. You can have faith, you can have a profoundly deep belief that you know, but really in the end, we don't know. And that's part of the excitement of the mystery. And that's why it was important for them all to, when they were ready, to go, right? So, but it leaves it open-ended to accommodate a lot of different belief systems. We weren't trying to preach, I mean, I didn't write it. And we were just trying to keep it so that they could interpret that in their own way. I mean, it's pretty heavy stuff for kids, and then I'm going to go to Rome.
Hi. So first of all, I just want to say I'm so proud of all of you. I know like half of you, and I love you all too. Andrew, I'm so proud of you. Okay. Anyway, my question was more directed towards Antonia because I've been wondering this for a while, but it can apply to anyone too. So I know like you guys will do a show where it's just acting, and then you do musicals, which is singing, dancing, and acting. And I was just wondering, do you have to like, do you feel like there's like, do you have to focus more energy towards one thing when you're doing musicals?
In musicals, well, I like to always try to spread my intent out all the time. Anyways, but in this show, I did have to focus a little bit more on acting than anything else, obviously, because you don't really dance or anything. But there's still choreography, it's just not dancing. So you just still got to memorize a lot of the steps.
And you can see that he's a dancer because you saw some of his gesturings. He's very intentional and sharp. You know what he means because he's not afraid to use his arms. His dance training only enhances his acting. Does that make sense? I'm going to go to his dad. He had his hand up so politely. International star stage and screen, Rome Saladino.
Okay, son. Please stay humble. No, but seriously, that's a very good choice. You guys did a great job. What made you choose this play? And where did you find it?
I read a bunch of plays for the One Act Play Festival. Last year, our first show here, my first show here in this job, was a full-length play that had a cut version, but then we had to cut it again and again and again, and I felt like it lost a lot It wasn't just written as a compact piece. I had to cut a third of the cast and take it to the play festival. This year, I had decided we were going to do 2 full-length musicals. Actually, we were originally going to do Into the Woods in the fall, and then it just didn't feel right. I just felt like a lot of the seniors were very, very heavily involved in college prep, so I changed to a different musical, and then I thought, well, that opens up a slot, we'll do this. But I wanted something with as many actors, with a lot of diversity of roles, and I think it's very easy to do comedy in some ways because it's more relatable for them, but I believe that it's more of a stretch for them. If they can do something like this and you're not laughing in the wrong places, that's really good for high school actors, most of whom have had almost no training. So I think it's very good, especially for someone like Antonio, who singing and dancing, I mean, that's like breathing for him. Taking away those crutches from him and making him just work on this and on character, then, you know, he's going to work. That's good for him. He wants to do this with his life. He needs this, right? So I think it's just mostly it's opportunity for me, and if it seems like a decent script, we'll do it. But in the spring, we're actually going to do a 10-minute play festival. We're going to have a whole bunch of kids doing 10-minute plays, and that's going to be even more of a challenge for them to deliver character and meaning, and it's going to give some of the younger kids a chance to get up there and do some work. So we're just, you know, we're trying to educate, I guess. I don't know what oh, sorry, but I'm going over this way. Yes.
My question is for 2 people. It's the same question, but it's for Maggie and Pedro. What was your favorite part about the role that you played?
Who do you want to answer first?
You have Maggie. Ginger's first.
My favorite part, I guess, was just like, this is gonna sound really bad, being able to be mean to like everyone. That sounds bad, okay? But like,
We were able to do it in a safe space. We were able to.
it's just, the thing is, I'm really close with everybody here. Like we're all really close, and it's a very fun role to play. I get to like accuse everybody of like hiding it.
And I would like to compliment Maggie in particular because I think she really grew a lot in the musical.
I love you, Maggie!
My favorite part was also combined with the hardest part, is being able to sleep on stage.
And not fall asleep.
The hardest part was trying not to fall asleep.
He's very relaxed and comfortable on stage, and to be honest with you, I was afraid on multiple occasions that he was going to doze off. High school boys, you don't know what they're going to do from day to day.
And then once during rehearsal, miss my cue.
Congratulations, everyone. Amazing job. Thank you. Very inspiring. You have such intense roles in this play, and you had a lot of lines. How did that affect you throughout your school day?
I'm fond of saying, heavy lies the head, who wears the crown. So here's the thing, you go out for these things, you have to understand that you're going to have some late nights. All of your after school hours are going to get some, this is like being on the varsity football team. This is being on the basketball team. They do it every single day, nobody bats an eyelash. They're out there on the football field till 10 or 11 at night, the band kids are here every day. It's the same thing, it's a different sport, just with maybe many more and diversified styles of skill. Oh, do you feel like you're consumed by the role, or do you feel like you're able to, or do you feel like you're able to turn it on and then turn it off and resume being yourself? And
I feel like when we enter the theater, we know when to get into our role, and then we get out, we're like, okay, let's focus on schooling, let's focus on another thing. It's our attention is focused on you.
And another thing about that is really when you get on stage, if you're in costume, you feel in the moment, and it's much easier to connect with your character. When you're out, like in that house or in a hallway, you don't feel like your character because you're not in that setting, and so you're not involved in it. So it's really easy to go back.
we have to compartmentalize, right? Just like a student compartmentalizes all day. I'm in biology, I'm in English, I'm in math, I'm at lunch. I mean, it's the same thing, I'm in rehearsal. I mean, we just try to normalize it, and it's just a part of their day. you know. But obviously, at a very high level of skill to do this successfully. You know what I mean? It's hard. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Hold on. Yes, go ahead, Mia.
I wanted to say, like, I think at least for me, my character is both very similar but also very different than me. So it was kind of easy to play into the similarities, but also to easily, you know, when I'm not on stage acting, not, you know, feel like that character because
I think you have a natural ability to play outsiders, and not everybody can do that. You're willing to go there.
First off, everyone did phenomenal. I love all of you. I'm so proud of you. But my question is for our technical directors. I know all of you, this was your first show.
How you adjusted to having this responsibility now?
Being in a leadership position.
That's a complicated question. I guess, like, specifically for me, I look back to a lot and what we did specifically at Dr. Chaperone, because at the time we had Grace and Kobe. So anytime you just follow kind of what they did and just think about what they did, you know, try to do it the same way, because we ended up finishing the Dr. Chaperone and it was amazing. And I just tried to do it the same way to finish it well. Okay.
So these four girls sitting here, we kind of powwowed last spring and decided they would kind of be in charge of the crew, the build crew for the whole year. And last year we had 2 young women doing it. I think it's so cute that, as you can see from the stage, like most of the crew, they're young women, which I think is wonderful and good for them. It works out great. It doesn't matter. It's the hardest. These are the hardest jobs. They stay later. They work very hard. They're on the front line of my wrath when things go wrong. And it's true. And when things go wrong on the crew end, people can get hurt. People can get hurt. Things can fall apart. Costumes malfunction when things aren't done correctly. So their responsibility is a big responsibility. We had a very big crew for the spring show, and those girls, they really were very invested in finishing that set with me, and were there all the time and didn't want to leave late at night. I mean, it was a very stressful time. You know, it was just one of those situations where someone we hired it didn't work out, so we had to scramble at the last minute, right? All right, so I'm going to go, hold on, Logan, I'm going to go more. I'm going to a parent, I think, or a mom. We're going to do 3 more questions, and then we have to get up and do this all over again, and pack, and...
Thank you. I'm Sophia's mom. I want to congratulate everybody. You guys are amazing, and you did a great job, and thank you too. So I have a question for Sophia, and I would like all of you guys, if you want to give it an insight. For me, mental health is very important, being in the healthcare as I am. I just want to know, doing theater for you, does it help with your daily stress, with your school, with your home issues, or does it make it worse? So maybe Sophie can start, and if you guys can, maybe it's both. I just like to learn.
What's the answer? Is there an answer? Okay, go.
Yes and no.
Sure.
Rehearsals are very stressful, but besides that, it is very rewarding. So.
Okay. Stressful but rewarding, but also, when you leave here, when you go to college, when you enter the world of work, you're going to have deadlines, right? You're going to have to collaborate with people that you don't get along with, right? People from different backgrounds and interest levels and ethnicities and races and religious beliefs. That's what this is. It's everybody comes in, and it's like you all have to work together. And it doesn't matter if you don't like each other. And if you can't do it, find something else. You volunteered to be here. This is a choice. But they tend to keep coming back. I think it's something that if you love it, you can't quit. Oh my God. I gotta go to Mama Whitney.
All my babies up on that stage. Oh.
So my question, I just want you all to go down the row and tell me who you think fit their character the most already going into it.
No. No. Absolutely not. That question has been deleted. Yes, Morgan?
Sorry, Cameron.
This question is for Mrs. Geeson, the redhead in the suit. So I know you're a sweetheart in real life, and I just want to know if it was hard for you to be so angry and hostile on stage. I just know in your soul and heart, you're just not like that. You're like.
Okay, but she said that was the most fun for her because these are her friends, right?
Yeah.
And like.
I'm nice.
You know, Morgan, sometimes, yeah, but sometimes people that are angry like that in life, that's a mask, isn't it? It's masking something else, some deep pain. Or more pain. Maybe. She obviously was very conflicted about her life, right? She was a workaholic, she was lonely, she didn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, those are the layers you gotta talk about in rehearsal. And then create that character, which she did, yeah. I think we have a long day ahead of us. I think this was a really cool forum, though, and we may do this again. Did you guys like it? All right, Logan, you're the last question of the night. It better be good.
Hi, so please do know this is going to go into the PowerPoint. I have literal pages of notes here. I do not know how to fit my positivity into a single page by Monday. But I have one open question. It actually goes to Lacey the Nun. Do you think of your character as a symbol or a plot device in some way of hope? Because I noticed throughout it, you're like the one to be sitting the least, moving the least, and overall making more interaction with everybody else the most. So, do you think it'd be a symbol for something?
Wait, a minute. You already know the answer. We discussed it. What do you think?
I think so.
Well, why?
Because she's, as I just said, the one.
Because she's a what?
She's the one who's inspiring most people and
Why?
keeps moving.
Why?
She's a nurse.
Could she have been a rabbi? Could she have been a rabbi? Could she have been a priest? Could she have been a Buddhist monk? By inserting a character, right, with an obvious religious inclination, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody felt safe to go to that character for what? Maybe that character doesn't even exist. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the character that really doesn't, it's not real, she's not real. Right? It was a plot device, right? You're a writer, so it's good that you thought that, Rogan. That's good. Good work. Okay, he had one question.
Okay, I have one more question. It concerns the costumes. Who's the costume designer? Also, you, I'm not saying no, him. Yes, you. That tie, I know that tie. It's a Gryffindor tie. I know you guys repurposed it. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise.
Actually, I think he's right. I think it is that.
It's a Gryffindor tie, the colors. Because I have one of those in my closet. That is exactly what it looks like.
I feel like I know you so well after tonight. Okay, hey guys, let's thank the audience for hanging in there. Thank you very much. You are free to go.